Yo, 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 this is your boy's cave here, everybody.
Shut up. Imagine. We should do that for one episode.
I just did.
Commit to. Aye,
All right.
true, yeah, if I hadn't said anything.
And Max. Yeah, hello everybody. As I said earlier, yo yo yo. This is your boy's cave here, and we are climbing the wall of a cave, and maybe I'll remember to heat myself up. Could I keep on trucking? Could one of my supports could I ask one of you to check my temperature gauge for me?
Shall do, yep.
Thank you.
I shall do. Well, Max will probably be the more trustworthy one there.
Is it annoying anybody else that the fucking numbers over the word degrees?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But that's a mod thing, surely.
It will be.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. It's a stylistic
Fucking
choice.
modders. Yeah, the modders have been winking at us for with some things. You know, there's a bit in Costa del Sol where Eris says "Oh, I'm glad you didn't pick the creepy option,"
Yeah.
or something like that. You know, they throw in a wee bit of winky behaviour.
They know what they're doing.
What is the highest altitude either of you have been at in real life?
I don't know.
Have you not been up a hill or nothing?
I mean, I've never even fucking checked my calendar for the altitude.
It's the 28th of highest fuck.
I think we've all been on a plane, no?
Oh,
So
true.
does that count?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that
So,
probably
2400.
So there you go. Yeah. 12 planes.
I don't know.
I've been halfway up Goat's Fell. if that
Halfway
gives you- Are you seeing how fucking high that is?
Congratulations.
It's pretty high, man.
It's fucking high, man. It actually looks impossible. Like, I looked at it, me and my wife were looking at this thing and going, no, that can't be done. That isn't it. And I was like, no, it can't be it. And she was like, no, it can't be it either, because there's no way a human being could get up there. But that's it, apparently.
You can see it from fucking here.
Aye.
You know what I mean? You can see it from miles around. I was being facetious. I'm in Glasgow.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a big, tall place.
The
in
noise you
Scotland.
just made was almost like a record scratch. You know,
Was that your?
I think
Did you
that
make that noise?
was Guffie. Was
I
that
never
you
made
farting? No.
No, I never
Did you not
farted.
hear that?
I
No.
heard it. It was like, woo.
It was like, it was like honestly, it was like a sitcom. Someone said something in the record pure scratches,
Really?
but I thought
Alright,
it came out
hopefully
your
it
bum.
recorded that. No, it didn't come out my bum.
All right.
Nothing ever comes out my bum on camera.
We thank you every day for that.
Fucking hell.
Dragon. Oh, it's a one.
How high I've been up?
I'm not actually not sure. It's honestly something, and I don't mean to offend your question, but it's nothing I've ever gave a single fuck about.
No.
How far underground have you been?
I mean, my flat has a basement.
Aye, and it's a pretty fucking big basement, by the way, if you don't mind me telling everybody.
Ah, it's pretty big. I mean, it's full of shite, but it's
Well, basement isn't, am I right?
exactly. If it was to be, you know, if the fates were to align, and you know, I don't know, we owned this place, then it's prime for a cave conversion.
Yeah. Which I think that would be a good thing for you to do,
Right?
and it feels possible.
No, it's no impossible anyway.
The lowest
Just
I've
the
been.
scope of my laziness can't be overstated.
True. But only sometimes it's like you're one of the. It's like I think about this to myself sometimes where I feel like one of the laziest people ever that gets things done though. You know?
Me?
No, well, kind of both is. Like, I feel that about myself sometimes, and sometimes you go on about it as if you're pure lazy, but then it's no like you don't ever do anything. Like, a real lazy person is somebody, I guess, that it just genuinely
Lets the
sits.
life fall apart around them.
Yeah,
Like,
and doesn't do anything
no, we
about it.
don't do that. No, we don't do that.
Oh, nice. We used to talk about me while I'm
Oh, Max, come on now.
have a bit of self-deprecation. What can you have? Isn't it?
Exactly,
Listen,
yeah.
You've made it on the cave, so that's like everyone's goal.
Yeah.
We should just, for a laugh, have everybody on the cave.
But I did say to
One
Dave,
point.
he was being a bit combative about it because he was like, oh no, I can't come on because I won't know any of your inside jokes. And I was like, that's maybe no a thing. And I think that's my fault because I was telling him to watch all the videos because you're missing out on some great hilarity. I did told
you
him.
played it up too much.
I did. Hey, he should be supporting his friends.
He should be.
Yeah.
Ah, well, fuck him.
Not that.
So he says he says he'll come on whatever we play next from the beginning,
Okay.
like so
Ah,
you
that'll
can.
be cool.
Yeah.
Aye.
And then who else
We
can we
should
get
get
on?
some commenters on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
Any
already
commenters wanna
said
come on the
Stephen
show?
could maybe come on Final Fantasy 6.
Aye,
Well, we said
Stephen,
that to
come
him,
on
and
the
then you
show.
never actually said it, and Stephen, so we're taking that as a maybe.
There is
Aye,
a
well,
plethora of main characters in Final Fantasy VI. It's an ensemble
Yeah,
cast.
there is a lot of characters, and lots of secret characters.
So many secret characters. That's one of the reasons I loved it.
I was actually, that was a question I was going to think, oh, there's like, I think there's a good 4, maybe 4 or 5 characters that you could miss. Totally optional.
Yeah. You can actually finish the game, I think, with 4.
Really? Because I know there's a bit, spoilers to me, because I've not played it, but at the end, at the end, you do split up into 2 parties though, don't you? So that would be quite hard. Is that not true? Am I thinking of a different one?
2 parties.
I thought the final dungeon, or 2 or 3.
Yeah, 4, I think.
So how could you do it with 4? Oh, do you mean like, so it would have to be one, a party of 1?
3, sorry.
Oh, so but you'd maybe have to have a party with 1 person in it?
No.
Oh.
I think you don't know how many party members there are in that game.
But you said you could finish it with 4?
You could finish it with 4?
But did you know say you have to split it up into 3 parties at the end?
Oh wait, yeah, so yeah, you would have a party of 1, sorry.
I was going to say, this math does not work.
I wasn't really following what
That's
I was
alright.
saying.
Well, what chance have we got?
Your favourite game. Anyway,
Hello.
I was going to ask you on the next episode, which is actually the last episode, what is it about Final Fantasy VI that is your favourite thing? Is it just the story? Is it the characters? Bit of both?
I like the story, I like the characters, I like that it's like an ensemble cast. Everyone kind of has a different skill and all that stuff.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
have to like.
Sorry, couldn't you go?
Sorry. I feel like it's got a really good story beat as well. I think it's one of the first games to kind of do that story beat. It's been done since.
Oh, I
think
know what you mean. The
we
wee kind of twisty, semi-mid thing that happens.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like just over
Oh,
midpoint.
now I know there's a twist.
No, the twist is there's no twist.
The twist is that Bruce
Calculated.
Willis was a ghost all along.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis all.
That guy was Bruce Willis. What's your degrees?
Oh, thank
Your
you.
degrees,
I've
man.
actually been doing it, but thank you.
Yeah,
Get
get your
jogging.
protractor out.
That reminds me of my favourite joke.
Just tell your favourite joke then.
Where like the thing is, you can't just like telling it off the cuff like, oh, here's a joke. It doesn't work. But see, whenever someone brings up measurement, I'll be like, oh man, I hate units of
You're gonna
measurement.
freeze, go up.
Thank you. So if somebody brings up like unit of measurement like you just did, I would be like, oh man, I hate units of measurement. I always get them pure confused. Honestly, if I had a pound for every time I get confused with units of measurement, I'd weigh a ton.
Oh, that kind of shit is like direct to my
dumb.
funny bone.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I like it for how dumb it is.
Aye.
like
It's like dumb but
one of
clever.
my. Oh, there's a save point.
Uh-huh.
You were literally 2 feet away from
Aye.
a save point in the last
Unbelievable.
episode.
Really were.
Right, well, my favourite joke is the following. Doogie, you know this, so don't ruin it.
Okay.
What type of cheese attracts bears? Camembert.
Come on, bear. It's better with a hand motion because then you would be like signal it to come down.
Come on.
Yeah, like, come on over to me.
My favourite cheese-related joke is what you'll know. You'll both know it. So like you might, one of you will end up ruining it because somebody has to, I guess. But what cheese is made backwards? Edam.
Don't know.
Edam.
Amazing.
My favourite joke is what the fish say when it swam into the wall.
Don't know.
Damn.
Nice. Have
It's,
you?
not, it's really shit, but everyone always has a wee chuckle.
Yeah.
Would you call
Why
him?
did the...
Oh, sorry.
On you go, Diggy, you go first.
Would you call a magician who's lost his magic?
Ian.
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 He's no any absolutely dire jokes, like your best worst joke.
Oh yeah, right, so why did the old blind man fall down the well?
To see what's on the other side.
Because he couldn't see that well.
Oh, here, there's one right. I bet I'll get the wording fucked up, so let me think about it right. I can see for miles, said Miles' guide dog.
Very good.
This isn't really what I meant, but I so love this is when you guys win.
Like really
but
bad
like-
jokes. Right, I've got one.
Oh, look at this,
Right, so-
everybody!
Oh shit.
Triple and
And a
amazing
massive
attack.
upgrade. Fire element as
Yes.
well. Up the mountain. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, let's do some menu and then I'll tell my joke about pies.
I still don't know if you know what I mean.
What do you mean by dire jokes exactly?
Like a joke that's like really grim. It's a grim joke.
Max, we're on YouTube.
Kids
No.
watch us, show Max.
Dougie
I don't know. Hey, maybe.
gets like, we swear all the time.
Oh, true. Aye, if it's so
Aye.
bad we could just die. Okay.
Aye.
Bleep it. You can bleep it. You know.
One of
Okay,
my
so,
favourite
like-
ones was like back in the day. I don't know how funny it is now when I'm like older, but how do you make a plumber cry?
No.
Kill his whole family.
You know. Mine is,
That's getting bleeped.
Yeah, that.
yeah, you can bleep it.
Might get that.
I have a
Right.
worse one, but I won't tell it because I've too much bleeping in one episode.
Right, so a guy walks into a bar, right? And he goes up to the barman and says, "Gives a pie."
Oh,
And the
no,
barman
so-
gives him a pie, right? And the guy takes the pie and starts rubbing it on his head. And rubs it on his head until it's just basically disintegrated. And the barman's looking at him like, what the fuck? So he finishes up and then he leaves and goes, right, I'll see you tomorrow. And then the next day he goes in, says to the barman, can I have a pie? The barman gives him a pie and he takes the pie and starts rubbing it on his head until it's vapour. And then leaves again, says, see you tomorrow. So he goes in the next day and says, gives a pie. And the barman says, we've no pies. And he says, right, well, gives a packet of crisps then. And the barman gives him a packet of crisps, and then he opens the packet. he opens the packet of crisps and starts rubbing it on his head. And the barman goes, why are you rubbing that packet of crisps on your head? And the guy goes, because there's no pies.
Oh,
Oh,
didn't think
one of
these
them
bad
boys.
boys were here.
Oh well. A Marlboro, everyone, a Marlboro.
Oh, Fire 3.
By the way, I completely internalised that joke because I did not know how to feel.
Is that what you meant by die or not?
Yeah, and you know what? It was really good.
Should I tell the Alan Morton story? Or the joke?
Which one?
Do you remember in the car after Tea in the Park? And he told a really long joke in the car?
Oh, see these. I know that my joke was long, right?
know.
But that one's like the whole point is it wastes your entire day. So maybe not.
Right, okay. if you want to hear the really long, like 5 to 10 minute joke, let us know in the
We'll make a
comments.
video. make it in its own video.
Oh, maybe
Well,
should I
what-
stole for that?
We're going in a similar vein to Guffie's.
Okay.
And you probably heard it because it's quite a well known one. It's a duck walks into a bar and it says, you got any bread? Barman goes, I don't have any bread, it's a bar. Duck walks out. Next day, duck comes in, he goes, you got any bread? The barman goes, we don't have any bread, this is a bar, there's no bread. Duck walks out. Next day, the duck walks in and says, you got any bread? And the barman says, if you walk into this bar one more fucking time and ask me for bread, I'm gonna nail your beak to the bar. The duck just walks out again. Duck walks in the next day and it says, got any nails? Barman says no. Says, okay, you got any bread?
Very good.
do like that one.
Aye.
Yeah, that's good.
Viewers, let us know your favourite joke.
Yeah, please do.
Let us know if we need to bleep it out in the comments as well.
Aye, well, actually, funnily enough, there's a function that we've got enabled that has never had to be used, where YouTube will actually give us a wee notification of any dodgy comments and let us like say that if they're alright on them.
Oh, okay, Stalagmates. Your task is to activate that function.
Say something like, right, no, but here's your task. Don't just say something wholly awful, because that'll get you cancelled. But say something that's so close to the line, but just enough to get moderated, but not actually be so bad that it would get you kicked out your church.
Assuming we all go to church, don't we?
I've been in a church once.
I can't
Actually, here's a story. I actually went to church once, but only to impress a girl.
I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, she was religious, and for her whole family were going to be at church, so I just turned up to make a good impression. And the lesson that day, I still remember it, because they think they must have. I mean, I don't know. I don't go often, but like, or ever at all. But the main kind of thing, they have like I guess some sort of
moral,
like
a
moral,
day.
and the moral of that day was patience is a virtue.
So you were like, yeah, motherfucker, patience is a virtue.
So I like to think I made a good impression that day.
Do you remember the game when we used to cave at my bit all the time, and a wee woman would come round with a collection box occasionally and be like aggressively wanting my money for the chapel because my mod signed up?
Oh really? No, do you know, I don't remember this, but what I do remember is a wee pure neddy guy coming and asking if you wanted to do your gardening. But it was like pure
like
dodgy.
Fucking midnight.
Aye,
Remember
like it was
midnight
like fucking creepy.
Yeah, and then it was me, you, and Dave were sitting playing Destiny or something, and a wee guy came up and was like, "Want me to do your garden, mate?" And it's like literally midnight on a Saturday night, right? And I come back in and just was like, and I told you what happened, and I was like, "Is he casing the joint? Is he like, going around casing joint?"
It probably definitely was.
Aye.
Yeah, midnight.
Aye.
I was like, I remember I worked myself into a frenzy.
Aye.
Like I was like, I don't know, we were ready for getting like scalping him or something.
I went away as soon as you saw they were actually there.
Aye, and the fact that it was a young guy, and if he'd scoped the joint properly, would have seen two other youngish guys and probably went, nah.
Aye. Yeah. Plus, I had the benefit of hanging about with you and Dave, who are quite big boys.
I'm
so I can be a
and,
gobshite.
I'm 6 foot and feel small next to Dave.
Aye, he's like 6'4" or something, isn't he?
Aye.
And here's me, just the wee gobshite. Just hoping for the backup when it comes.
I think yous are probably, because I think yous have met in real life before, but it's been so long ago at like one of my parties at my house. But yous are probably roughly the same kind of size.
I think me and Guffie I don't remember meeting Guffie, he just doesn't remember meeting me.
And I'm pretty sure. Who's saying I don't remember it?
Well, there was an episode where you're on.
What evidence do you have of
like,
me not remembering
you were
something?
like, I've never met Max, is what you said, I'm pretty sure, live on camera. And I
Oh.
was like, you literally have. I think you commented, I was like, you met
Am
me.
I allowed to stir the pot a wee bit here, boys?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
of course.
One night after the pub, Guffie wanted to batter Max, even though Max wasn't even there, because I told Guffie Max said he didn't like his surname.
I stand by my reaction.
I don't remember. I don't like your surname, Guffie, I'm sorry.
I may have to go back and search it to make sure it was you, but I'm pretty sure you went, oh, his name's Guffie.
I don't think I said that.
Right, I'll check. I'll go back and read my notes.
Yeah, because like Guff used to be like, oh, that's Guff, you know.
Well, because that's not really a thing we would say, but I think maybe that's an Inverclyde thing.
The whole regional slang thing,
Yeah.
I forget about.
It's definitely a Stirling thing.
Oh yeah, because thingy.
Because I went to, so I was, see when Gav was getting married, and I was best man for him. We went into this suit shop. It was like Slater's or something in Stirling, and this lassie was measuring us for the suit, and then we were putting her name down or something. I was like, right, Stuart Guffey, and she went, oh, you must have got bullied in school. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, Guffie. And I'm like, yeah, what? I mean, sure, like Guffie, aye, but what are you talking about? But aye, apparently in Stirling it's like a proper, like they would say Guffie, literally Guffie. I know that Guff is a thing,
Yeah.
but they would say like that's Guffie, and literally that's my surname.
Funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember saying that. Maybe I did say it because of that connotation. I'm sorry for it, but you could have beat me up if you wanted. And you know what I would have done? I would have let you, and I would have done you for a hate crime. So good thing I did.
That's true.
You got me there.
I've been waiting for my payout, man. No one's tried it yet, and I really wish someone would.
Max, how do you feel about sharing the jeans story online?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
Who's
As-
Gene?
Do you want to say it right now, Max?
I don't know if I thought you wanted to say it.
Oh
that's
no,
what you
no,
said.
I think
No, let Max
coming
tell
from
it.
the horse's mouth would be better.
Okay. Well, there was one night when I was out with my friends. Probably the worst.
This is
combination
both
of
a
friends.
funny story, but also quite an alarming story.
Yeah.
Let him
So
tell it.
Aye, sorry.
some people get quite concerned from me when they hear it. And some people find it hilarious, and I just like to see how people.
The
they hear
reason
it.
I found it so funny is that I was there getting constant updates throughout the day.
Yeah.
It was like a murder
Yeah.
mystery.
It slowly unfolded. But basically, so we all went out, and then we all got really, really drunk. I was skint, by the way, and I told the bartender I was skint, and the bartender was gay, and he knew I was gay, and he fancied me a bit because he told me that before. And he started giving me like doubles, and I only had money for singles. I only had money for a couple of drinks or whatever. And skint being poor, by the way.
Yes.
And
Yep,
just
Scottish.
for the other viewers. So I don't remember, right? From then on, I don't remember. It was the middle of the night, having fun with my friends, danced about, and then that's it. Next thing, woke up in my bed, and I was sitting. I'm sure I was like texting people and all that stuff, and I was just like, trying to find out what my friends were. I was like, how did I get home? Did we share a taxi? One of my friends was like, woke up in someone's flat, a guy or whatever. She was like, I don't know. Other friend went and said her boyfriend. She was like, I don't know. She was like, we all just kind of lost each other. And we're like, well, we were all really drunk. Oh, just so you drop.
Hopefully that's the right way. Save it.
So anyway, so I start like getting my stuff together, and then I was like, where are my jeans? I can't find my jeans anywhere. So then I'm like gathering all my stuff, and I'm like, that's so odd. Like I literally just cannot find them at all. And then I was like, where are my jeans? So like I posted a thing on Facebook, and I was like, lol, I can't find my jeans. Like where are my jeans? Like I have no idea. Surely I didn't lose it. It was like just a wee jokey status. And then, so my friend Sally, who I knew, she was not out, but obviously friends with her on Facebook. And then a boy who was in my year at school posted, probably about a minute after I posted. I didn't have him on Facebook. I wasn't not friends with him. He was all right. I just didn't wasn't that pally with him. He posted, a guy knocked on my parents' door last night, naked from the waist down. And I was like, that's interesting.
Tell me more.
So I was like, Sally, do you think these are related? Then she messaged Andrew, and he was like, surely not. Surely not. And that was the guy. And then she was like, show your parents a picture of him. And they were like, that was him. So I went, and then so I slowly started gathering what happened. I got put in a taxi by the guy behind the bar who was giving me cheap drinks and then free drinks. He also then I was snogging him behind the bar apparently. Don't remember that. Put me in a taxi with these two girls, and then messaged the girls. One was like, "Oh, I got out before you. You were like, you seemed like you were sleeping." And then the other girl was like, "No, you got out the
Wow.
taxi. You got out the taxi. I remember you getting out because I said, do you live here? And you said yes." And then I just started walking home apparently. And then someone else put up a status saying, my taxi just went by someone on the way home who had no trousers on. He had a really good bum, and I do have a good bum. So then, what I think happened, but I'm not sure, because I must have been out my face. I don't really do drugs or anything. I just don't. But I don't know if I got spiked or something. But I think I went to pee, fell out my trousers, but I don't really know why I don't really know why I knocked on
Fell
their
out your
door.
trousers.
Fell out my trousers.
What a picture.
I don't know why I knocked on their door because I told them that their dog attacked me, and they were like, "What?" And then I was like, "Your dog attacked me," and they went, and the dad said, "Fuck off."
Ate my trousers.
Apparently I looked really offended, and I just walked away. So I ended up going round to their house and apologising to them for that. I think I gave them a box of chocolates. They're like, "Oh, it's okay." His mum used to look after my sister, who's disabled, in primary school and everything. It was a riot. But
Did you
they
not
were
give?
Oh my God.
Did they not wash your pants for you?
He did. So they found my pants. They found my pants in the street. They didn't wash them. Sorry, they didn't wash them. She put them in a bag and then kept it aside for me in case they came back.
Holy
And I
fuck,
was
man.
like, "Thank you so much."
They washed your trousers for you.
No,
No,
these trousers.
I never found.
Aye, so
found them.
I'm still admin of a Facebook group saying, "Have you seen these jeans?" And it's never been found.
Yeah.
Fell out your trousers.
And then there's another one called the Naked Trumper Hill Rambler.
Oh yeah.
You'll have to beat that. That's where my area.
Oh, of course, I'll try and remember to bleep that. Jesus.
Yeah, it's probably slurred enough that they didn't hear it.
Aye.
But yeah, so that's probably one of the worst stories of me
Wow.
ever drunk ever.
Yeah.
But I can laugh about it. And I also don't really have any shame because of it anymore.
No. It was so funny from my point of view because we're getting constant updates by going, right, I've lost my jeans, I can't find them. Can't find them anywhere, so we're laughing that I've lost your jeans and all that. And then we hear about the Facebook post and I'm like, no. So we're like building up our own story of what's going on, but then nothing could have lived up to what actually happened. That you went and accosted a family naked.
Wow.
And they would take your
Yeah,
pants
I know.
inside and put it in a bag.
I
So-
know. And then I was actually really glad that I went and said sorry to them.
That's more than I would have done, potential.
That's the thing.
I wasn't going back.
Yeah.
I just felt so bad, and they were like apparently so nice. No, they were really nice to my face.
Yeah.
Like a lot nicer than I would have been if someone did that to me. But they also like I could have met them in the local fucking shop.
I
Like, it's a small
suppose.
town.
Aye, it's quite small.
If I walked around and saw them, they'd be like, "You had no trousers on my door the other day." And I'd be like, "Sorry,
Yeah.
come again."
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good
That is a fucking saga.
Aye.
Love it.
Viewers, let us know. See if you lost your jeans on a night out, then
Have you-
accosted a family about them dog attacking
No.
you. I don't even
Have
have
you
a
seen
dog.
Max's jeans?
Would you have went back and apologised
Yeah.
face to face?
It's a bold move, man. Yeah.
It's a world first lost your jeans and apologise moment.
Potentially.
I think
Only on the cave.
I would like to think that I'm the kind of person that would go back and apologise, but no, I don't think I would.
No,
Maybe not when I was whatever age you were when that happened.
Well, uni days, I must have been about 19, 20.
Yeah, 18, 19.
I would have
Yeah.
fuck off.
No. I would maybe have messaged the guy and tell them to tell his parents, like, sorry about that, by the way. But, aye, well done. Well done.
Text them saying, check your gearing for my trousers.
Aye, seen my trousers?
Did you see them? Did you see them? No.
Aye. See when I accosted you telling you your dog, was it not a thing that didn't even have a dog?
No, they did have a dog.
Okay, right.
Alright.
I'm
It's so weird,
misremembering.
there was no indication. Do you know what's so weird? That boy was in my primary school and my high school, and I knew him. And I knew that his mum like looked after my sister and stuff, and I knew that he had a dog, but I couldn't have told you where he lived.
Yeah,
But
it's a
you
weird-
found it
Aye.
when you were
I
drunk
found
with
it.
no trousers
I
on.
found it.
Weird
Yeah.
what like drunk brains can think of, isn't it?
Aye.
Like memories that are so repressed that you wouldn't know about it, but for some reason his address was in your mind.
Aye.
Aye. Wow, what a saga. A shite-mare, you might say.
Mhm.
Shitmare
You
indeed.
may
I think
indeed.
that was actually going to go on Shitmare, but then
Yeah.
it did.
Aye.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Right, Purple Dragon.
Purple Dragon.
Woo.
That's what they called me after I walked about naked around my home estate.
Put your Purple Dragon away, Max.
Purple Dragon.
So Shitmare was, I'll bring this up, even though it's a saga lost to time at this point.
No.
But our Doogie here There's Doogie there.
Well, just to be clear, it wasn't actually just me. Remember, there was other people on this.
No, that's true. But it was inspired by you.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, Doogie, it wasn't like anything bad. It was just Doogie got into the most preposterous,
Really
I mean, like
ridiculous situation.
once in a lifetime sagas. Like literally, there's no precedent for the kind of shit that you used to get up to, and it's not even just. It wasn't even like It wasn't like you initiated it or anything. It was just like life
things that would
happened to you
happen
in
to me.
such a stupid way.
Aye.
Yeah.
So we ended up writing a blog about Doogie's exploits, and I wrote them up and tried to put them into storytelling format, and it actually became reasonably popular around the
we actually
cluster of towns.
we get more views on that blog than we ever had had on the cave.
Oh yeah, like there was
Well, in
I
a
think
single
there was-
post anyway.
Yeah, so overall that blog had like 5,000, maybe 6,000 views, and there was only like 20 posts or something on it, but they were all pretty like, you know, you put a bit of thought into them.
Yeah.
But my God, some of the situations that you get into, man,
Aye.
like some of them, again, it's no bad. I'm not going to sit and repeat all of them, but there was one that was so. I wish I could. I actually can pull it up because I'm still in control of the account, and I'm like I could actually pull up the story here.
Aye.
But there was one that was entitled "The Expensive Night Out." You remember this,
Oh,
right?
I don't remember
The one
all
where he
of.
kissed his auntie?
Aye.
No. It's a different one. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
the anti-climax. Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Sam wants you to stop winching his wife. Remember Sandy made that up, posted it on your wall.
Aye.
It's so funny how everybody knows that. Yeah, Doogie kissed his own auntie by accident. That's one of the other ones. That was the one I was dancing around.
Aye.
But the Expensive Night Out one was funny as well, because remember we were going to, it was a Saturday night, and on the Sunday, do you remember we had tickets to go and see the Smashing Pumpkins?
Yes. Oh,
That
I
was
do. I
part of it.
remember the
We
whole
were-
story now. Yeah, I do remember
We
that.
were due going to see the Smashing Pumpkins on Sunday, but on Saturday you went out in Glasgow and got fucking annihilated.
Mhm.
Like proper bad, and you were like spending money left and right like fucking Goldfinger. I can't remember the details of what you spent the money on in the middle of the night, but you definitely spent so much money on drink, buying people drink, just like being a pure kingpin.
I think also one of the reasons it got so expensive is because I wasn't out with anybody from our town, and I wasn't around anybody that could let me stay at theirs, so I ended up spending
No.
some like 70 quid on a taxi home as well.
Oh, I was getting to that.
Oh,
I was
sorry,
getting to
sorry,
that,
sorry.
right? So we call them black hacks. It's basically Doogie just hailed a taxi in the middle of Glasgow town and got in a fucking like metered taxi cab and took him. And I mean, it's like 45 minutes to your hometown, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
For
maybe
Glasgow,
even
roughly.
less than that at that time, to
Maybe
be
less
honest.
than that,
aye.
right? So he was talking about 70 quid, right? But here's the kicker: you see 5 minutes outside of your hometown, you were going to piss yourself,
Aye.
and you stopped. You told the guy or the person to stop, pull over, so you could do a pee. But then you gave him a tenner. You gave him an extra tenner
Aye.
for his troubles.
Aye.
So it ended up being like an £80.
Aye.
So I was like doing the count up of how much you'd spent this entire evening. But then the killer was you just got like a brand new iPhone, and then you got into your bed and forgot to take your clothes off, and your phone was in your pocket, and you pissed yourself in the middle of the night and broke your phone from water damage.
Yep.
And then you were so rough the next day, and your phone was broke,
Aye.
but you couldn't get in touch with us, and you missed the Smashing Pumpkins, and
Aye.
that also was a waste of money, and I chalked that up.
Aye.
Man.
Just to be clear, viewers, I
Carnage.
actually don't always pitch myself, but what I'd done, because I went home, this happened a couple of times actually, and it was always the
Yeah, I
same
feel like
reason.
It's bait of pissing yourself. to
Aye,
me.
and the reason why, and it's not through incontinence, everyone. It's actually through I would get home and I'd be working. Like, so say I get home at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was actually working like a good wee bit of like a half an hour journey away. At like my best work started work at like 7 o'clock in the morning, right? So I would go home and I would tan like 2 pints of water to try and make myself fresh, but obviously it just has to come right back out. So, aye.
That's actually smart. I do that these days when I get home
I do
from a
that as well.
particularly.
Yeah, it's a really good idea to have a
Like-
wee bit of water.
But when you're
See, when we
steaming,
were
you
out
don't
on
wake
Saturday,
up. Is the problem?
No, that's true. See, when we were out on Saturday last,
Mhm.
Doogie, but like drunk me, I ended up just running home. Like Forrest fucking Gump from the middle of town, right? But I got home and tanned like 3 pints of water and just woke up not too bad the next day. So I try to do that as steaming as I get. I try and have as much water as possible after.
That's actually why, because I was doing something fairly sensible, although I was getting fucking ridden for it at the time, where I switched to water at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Why? But your modus operandi for drinking is that you have this like you reach a cliff and
Aye.
you're like you're on cloud 9 for a good like sweet spot of maybe 2 hours, but then there's like one drink
Yep.
that'll just take you right over the edge. But
Yeah,
then you're
you have
sensible
a bit
enough
of a-
now to call it. But in the past, it used to be
Aye.
fucking amazing because you would just keep drinking.
Yep.
Right, and you would just be in fucking disastrous nicks.
Aye.
And this is how a lot of these stupid things happen to you, right? But now you're sensible enough to be like, nah, water. You know, I need to get home. But yeah, in the past.
Do you remember the fights in Kills Aliens, Lassie? That was a pure weird one. Where I woke up.
Sorry?
Right, so we used to do this thing where we would go up to people and we'd say the stupidest thing that we could think of. And one night,
Oh, I like, do you play Warcraft?
aye, and you challenged me once, right? Go up to a girl you fancy or something and say that you fight and kill aliens. And then there's that Zach Brandon quote about where if there's any aliens out there that I've not fought and killed, it's just because I've not fought and killed them yet.
Yep.
And you were like, right, you go and do that. And this is on like ABC. And I go away, but I get so steamed, I'll wake up and I do not remember a thing. But you then tell me that I was gone the whole night. You just couldn't find me. Like, we were all out and you had no idea where I was, and I just turned up at like 3 in the morning ready to get a taxi. And so I remember nothing. But then I was sitting at your house, right, like a week later, and I just happened to go on my notes, because sometimes what I would do when I was steaming, I would write things in the notes on my phone to remind me. Like, it was a pure weird, like, on the ball thing that my drunk brain would do sometimes. And all there was I
Your memoirs.
and I opened up my notes, and from that night was just a girl's name and nothing else. I won't say it. I actually still remember it because I remember the story so well. So I seen it and I was like, right. And I was obviously feeling a bit bold because I then went on Facebook, found this person, added them, and then messaged them and was like, listen, I've got your name on my phone, but I don't remember anything about this night. Can you fill me in? And all she did was she quoted the alien line back to me.
Yes. Class.
But in a weird twist of fate, I don't know if I ever remember telling you this story. I then went out a year later, and it turns out it was like almost bang on anniversary of that night, right? Because I've been sitting in the catty of all places, waiting in the queue, and who's standing in front of me in the queue? This lassie. Right?
Wow.
And I'm like, listen, this is so weird, but and I told her the story, and then as soon as I told her the alien, she remembered and started laughing, right? And I remember just being like, oh, sorry, my flirting game's not what it used to be, and all that kind of shit. And I ended up kissing her that night. So it was like the weirdest, like, run up to getting a kiss is like a year of saying stupid things online, then just finding
Patience is a virtue.
Exactly. It's one thing I learned.
The only thing he learned at church that one time.
It all comes together.
Aye.
It's all a callback, isn't it? It's all a callback to some
Yes.
other point.
Exactly. So anyway,
Yeah, very good.
viewers,
Is that an episode of gaming?
I think it is
20 minutes ago.
1.5 episodes of gaming.
Yeah.
But listen, see if you want more anecdotes. Well, you share yours first.
Aye. Exactly. Yeah.
So that
What-
feels
You're-
threatening.
See if you're sitting there going, I fucking want more anecdotes. Well, I want some for you. Anyway,
share yours.
aye, share
What's the
yours.
silliest situation you've got yourself into?
Yeah. Or if you don't want to say you can do all that chestnut, or one of my pals and all that. But aye, one of your pals, tell one of your pals silliest anecdotes, stories, or just, jovial encounter.
And how did you feel about my jeans? Did you feel sad or did you feel happy?
Yeah,
Do you
like,
have them?
yeah, well, this is a good thing. I wish, maybe I'll do a poll on this later on, but like, there's like a half and half here. Do you, when you heard that story, feel like panic and fear for Max's safety? Or do you go, haha, jeans, bum, penis?
You're either one or two, man. It's
Yeah.
true.
There is no middle ground, I don't believe.
Sure.
Yeah. It's really awkward when you're telling it and you're like smelling, you're laughing, and then people are like clutching their chest, like, "Oh my god, you could have
Are you
died."
alright?
Jeans, bum, penis.
Listen, the truth
On that
hurts.
note,
Bye.
cheerio.
Bye.